I mean, Montreal's, well, you know what? Maybe I can chime in on that, and that's because Montreal has a history of Formula One racing.
True.
So generally, Montreal and the French area of Canada was very sort of passionate towards motorsports, and they have really well developed track events. Drifting, Driftmania stem from that, right? So I think just by the nature of more motorsports, it's ingrained in them. Whereas Toronto is a little bit of a hodgepodge. I mean, we have Toronto Motorsports Park, we have Cayuga as well for drag racing, but I think not as much to the level. And hopefully, maybe one day we might be able to do a live podcast location in Montreal and hopefully talk to the people.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
If we don't fall into one of the potholes, right, on the way there, or get diverted to a side road.
No. All you do is
Fly.
you drive a car that has air suspension and you just raise it up a little bit. That's all you need to do.
Air suspension is helpful, but I mean, there's other things we can touch upon in one of the episodes, and that's maintenance. You do need to maintain it. But anything, car has to be maintained too, regardless, right?
No matter what it is, you have to have maintenance.
Right.
But I met a guy with a slammed Honda Accord, static, that couldn't get out of a regular parking lot. They had to jack the car up to move it, just to get it out of a parking lot.
But this is where we can get into a topic: static versus bags. And I was a static person. I drove static for many years. I don't hate on static guys.
I'm not hating. I
didn't mean you're hating, but as you get a little bit more into it, you start to value your car. And then when your car gets stuck at the side of the road and you become annoying to other people that can't get through, and they're like, man, not this static car again, it becomes a problem. So
the second you inconvenience somebody else, you're giving us all a bad rap.
So let's think about air suspension maybe in regards to a tool, like anything else being a tool to be able to assist you with lifting your car, air assist. That's really where it stemmed from, right? The fact that we enjoy cars slammed on the ground and like, oh my God, how do people drive this? And we get it all the time, right? Like when we are at cars, is this car driven like that? Well, absolutely not. It's on air suspension, but makes it for a really cool conversation, right?
But that's the thing, is now you're starting that conversation, and now you're explaining, and now you're opening up people's eyes.
Yes.
Teaching, training, expanding their wealth of knowledge. And that's the best part about it.
And I think you can chime in a lot in regards to car audio.
Oh yeah.
Because you know what, I'll tell you, I bought a brand new car. Let's say it. I brought a brand new Tiguan, all right? And hunky-dory, it's coming with Fender sound system, sound quality, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh my God, this thing's gotta be amazing. Now, if maybe I was a general populace, to me, anything sounds really good. I'm not really an audiophile. But when you've been in the scene for like over 20 years, man, and you talk to audio professionals and you talk to people that build systems, and you are in these cars or these trucks and stuff like that, I mean, when somebody's telling you something and you're listening to it, you're like, man, this sounds thin. There's no bass. You beg to differ, right? And that's where I think people don't know any better. And that's, again, they're not exposed to the cars. They're not exposed to air suspension. They're not exposed to the tools to be able to know any better. And that's where audio there's a lot of potential.
100%.
Right?
The thing that not necessarily drives me insane, but that I always bring up is that especially here, we live in Toronto, you have an hour commute when you go 10 miles. You're in your car for an hour. Why are you listening to the factory sound system?
I'll tell you something better, and I think I know why. Have you noticed people driving in traffic, like you're saying, wearing their little earbuds?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because probably their sound system sucks in the car, or the speakers are blown.
Oh yeah, 100%. But it's also the generation that we have. The generation now grew up with iPods and headphones and all that kind of stuff, and never really probably experienced better audio.
Well, because,
they didn't have a need to. They didn't have a reason.
Maybe they were driven by their parents' car, station wagon, or whatever it was, and sounded like crap, or there was AM radio with no stereo. It's like, oh my God, my headphones are way better.
But even some of the factory systems, your AirPods are probably still better.
Yeah.
So, I understand, but there's better than that out there.
No, I don't think factory systems are.
They're not.
No, there's no way. Unless you upgrade to a premium system, even the premium systems. I have a Fender sound system that sounds like poop.
I had a Fender sound system, and I ripped it out because there's better.
One of my tweeters is buzzing, man.
Well, why don't we fix that?
I know. I hope. Well, I don't have my car now, but
I know somebody.
so I think that touches up on a bigger topic, and that is don't settle for what you're presented with, right? Give yourself the opportunity. If you're a car enthusiast, if you love to go out to events, give yourself the opportunity to go and check one out. If you're not able to check one out, listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
We'll be able to chime in on some really, really interesting topics, and go from there. Okay, so I think we have a little bit more time to talk about stuff, right? So some of the most memorable events you've mentioned, obviously high octane tuners. You've mentioned Bureaucracy. I mentioned high octane tuners as well.
Yeah,
driven and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, some of the top builds that you might remember from 2025. That's a hard one because there's been a lot. But any crazy cars that have kind of caught your attention?
There's one that instantly pops out, and there's a carbon S4, and it is wrapped in like a purpley green wrap, but he has a
Part.3
green Lamborghini interior. And every single time that I see in the interior, I'm like, I love it. I just love it.
Part.3 carbon, that carbon S4.
S4, yeah.
So Part.3's car. You like Part.3's car?
The outside, it's an Audi S4. Like, yes, there's lots of carbon. It's a nice wrap. He's got nice rims. The interior is what gets it for me, because it's where I focus a lot of my time, is in the interior of the car, building stereos, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I can appreciate the detail that's in it.
Yeah, you don't see cut corners. Everything's kind of been thought of and went to good shops, and the overall image kind of projects. And I think you find that some people try to create builds and slap on a lot of mods for quantity versus quality. And I think quality shines if you start looking more into in-depth builds. So Part.3's one car. Any other cars? Any other?
That's the one that always just instantly came to my mind in the moment with that.
Well, that's usually the one then, I guess, right? That comes to mind.
That's the one that comes to mind when it's like, what's something that stood out, different than everything. I mean, Fo's car was great, but once again, you've seen it everywhere. So like after like the first or second time of where you actually like look at everything, it's like, okay, yeah, that's Fo. You see it again and again, which is fine. Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't know. The carbon S4, the interior, I keep looking and I keep trying to find just something that I'm just like, The one thing that I'd be like is like the steering wheel with the chop top. I'm like, nah, not my style, but like I can appreciate it. But like Fo's car, completely done. Like there's no critique on it. Like it's good.
Well, having worked on both of the cars, I can critique that.
I didn't even know these things.
Part.3 never shows his trunk setup. I did a custom trunk setup for that car, and then the reason why he doesn't show it is because apparently it doesn't match the rest of his car. So we're gonna redo it, which is fine.
Funny because I was like, hey, if you need help, let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. No. I mean, well, I'm sure we'll work. I mean, you have a lot more experience when it comes to that. I'm not sure if this year he's doing full out audio yet. But we could see.
I slid into his DMs, if you will, and been like, hey, like, let me help when you're ready.
Listen,
because that's what I'm here for.
I think one of also the formats of the show is to invite the builders. Yeah. It's important to have the builders, and we can grill them, and hopefully they'll come back. They don't shine away, and we no. Well, so we could do that. Okay.
What about you? What car stood out for you this year?
So the car that stood out the most, I think, was Fo's car. Okay. And I'll tell you why. It's because there's like not a car show that he hasn't been at.
No, he was everywhere.
It's like, but he's also, I think, well respected in the scene because of his involvement with a lot of the events like Berlin Classic, and he's out there. Why? Because it always changes. It's almost never the same. Part.3, same thing. Like you said, it always kind of reinvents and changes. And I think the builds that you follow and the builds that kind of strike are the ones that always look different.
Of course.
From year to year, at least. Not
even necessarily just year to year, but even sometimes show to show.
Yeah, show to show.
right? Like I've seen Foded a bunch of things throughout the years,
Yeah.
but seeing them at every show, you're like,
Yeah,
okay, that's new, that's new.
4 sets of wheels this year,
Yeah.
man. Like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like, can we keep up? But Pratik, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He started out the event with, the year with the crazy green up, and then halfway through he's like, oh, brand new wrap, and then a lot more carbon aspects and acrylic stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which we could. Those are the topics which we can talk about in regards to it, like different acrylic. For those that don't know what acrylic is, we can say what it is. Okay, so that's kind of like a little bit of a preview, because I'm sure that as we do this and as we sort of bring in new topics to these podcasts, as they happen, we'll be able to focus on sort of the cars. We can start the podcast with some interesting car that you saw this week or something like that. You know,
Best of the show, your best of show kind of thing.
Right.
Like all
and
those
even now,
things,
because
right?
we're in winter, right? So we can catch up, well, depending how busy we are, we can catch up on a little bit more on social media, is because we really can't go out there to meets, unless there might be some winter meets.
There might be.
Which, hey,
Some of us have to daily drive our cars.
would you be interested in doing like a winter meet with like mitts and Tim Hortons? I wouldn't mind. Hell, why not?
I'd go.
What about the gear? Would the gear freeze?
No, it should be fine.
Should be fine.
It should be fine.
Okay, so
They're self-heating.
major events, top builds of 2025, some trends of 2025, just quickly.
Ooh.
Some trends that you're kind of noticed. You first.
That's a good question.
That are people bringing back from the past. I can think of, okay.
Go for it. If you've got something on the top of your tip.
Well, underglow.
Yeah.
For the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It was considered sort of rice. And, rice does nothing to do with food. Did you actually know that rice stands for racing enthusiasts?
Does it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a full definition of rice. We have to Google that. Anyway, cut that off. So okay, underglow.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
Last
LED lights
couple
are kind
years,
of coming
right?
back, especially
Yeah.
with like the RGB and the running and all of those things. It's making a big comeback. I think it's a lot different than it was, 15 years ago though. Like underglow back then was like single color, but like everything lit up.
Yeah,
Like you went crazy. Like your entire interior glowed whatever color you were.
But it's slowly creeping up because they're doing the accent lighting.
But even the accent lighting doesn't create the entire interior to shine. Like think of Brian's R34.
Yeah,
it was
not
blue.
lit. Yes.
It was blue.
Yes.
The interior was black, but all you see was blue lights everywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's, like you said, like an accent lighting, like your footwells will be lit up. There'll be like some strip lighting in the doors and across your dash.
Yeah.
There'll be like a starlight headliner. And like it all is cohesive, but it doesn't create like your car to be shining
When you're driving.
the entire time.
So it's known. I've seen some, because I follow a lot of Japanese content like Kaji Photo and just to name a few of the guys that do photography. We'll bring in more and we'll introduce you guys to some of the stuff that we kind of watch. I like to watch a lot of JDM stuff because we have some friends in Japan and stuff like that, and some builds actually coming out of Japan, which we're going to reveal as we go along. I'm working with a bunch of people in Japan for air suspension builds and stuff. They always busy. I can't sit still. I think you're the same way. We always
You can already tell me when we're trying to figure out how to plan this. What day? Can't this? No. But we're here. We're doing it.
But going back to the trends, I see that. But I think what you mean is it's cool to have like the accent lighting, the footwells, but not when you're driving in the middle of the highway and the whole car is like blue or red, like full out.
I did it.
I did it too on my GS.
did it.
I did.
I
I
did
did. Yeah. Is it on you? Is it on?
No,
your,
not in this one.
No.
Way back, like 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 years ago, I did it. And like literally the entire interior was glowing red. Under the car was red. My grill was red. Everything was shining red. And then I was like, I should add white strobes. And then we added white strobes. And then I got pulled over by the police.
Yeah. So it's not. It's not legal.
Don't do it.
It's not legal. Don't do it. But going back to some of the sort of like the trends of 2025 that we're seeing that are growing is LEDs, underglows and LEDs. A lot more now. They're starting to do more lit up interiors.
Yeah.
One thing that died for a little bit, and it's kind of been on the sidelines with pro audio and audio competitions. It's starting to get more, I've noticed. What do you think? You can chime in on that.
I will 100% agree, and then we'll go to another thing right after that. What I noticed, because I watched like a lot of YouTube videos, there's a lot of prominent people on YouTube that did audio builds this year. One of the main ones was TJ Hunt, which if you guys follow online, you probably know him. He did an audio build in his Skyline R34. And all of it was about integration, making it look factory, not your over-the-top, destroy everything, cut panels, but just actually integrate and make it look like it was meant to be there. And watching that video, I was like, interesting. People are starting to care again.
Yeah.
Slightly, but to have somebody like him say that he didn't care for years, and now he does, and now he wants to do more of his cars,
so you're seeing,
shows that the industry itself is coming back to that.
Well, they say everything cycles.
It does.
20 years ago, it was all about underglows, and everybody went clean. Everybody got rid of carbon fiber back in the day because carbon fiber was considered sort of like too much show. And now we're seeing carbon fiber. We're seeing LEDs. We're seeing more cleaner builds. People are starting to care.
Yeah.
It's good. This is good.
With everybody that I talked to this year through the show scene and all the promoters and all the people, everybody wants to see audio come back. But not your SPL, blow your windows out type of stuff.
Well, that's there too. That's a side of its own.
They want to see more the clean, the well installed, the good sounding, the not rattling your trunk in your neighbor's trunks.
So do you think we should do a podcast focusing on the crazy SPL?
Of course.
And then do another, or maybe have like a versus crazy SPL. No, how would you play?
You can't do versus because it's two totally different people.
Okay.
I did the SPL thing when I was young. It was fun. It's a vibe. But you also get to a certain point and you're just like, there's more to music than just bass.
Yeah, I get it.
So like by today's standards, like I don't have a lot of bass because I don't need it. It needs to be there, but it doesn't need to overpower everything. So now it's about blending everything together. So you don't need to do verses. You have to appreciate it. It's a part of car culture. So like, fantastic, but you can't say that one's better than the other. You could never have that discussion.
Well, this is something we can ask the pros.
We can talk to people.
Yeah.
We can bring people in and
have them talk about what they do. So at least our viewers are able to get exposed to
100%
what both aspects.
Some of those cars are loud. Like the hair tricks kind of thing is cool. You know, you sit there and your hair's like moving and everything.
One thing that I don't understand is if you get exposed to such loud volume of music, not volume of music, but such loudness of music, your ears gotta.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna.
Oh yeah, you lose hearing.
Hearing damage, right?
Yeah, but
your hair is there.
If you're passionate for it, you're gonna put yourself in bodily harm.
Hopefully not, but yeah, there's certain I mean, because at the end of the day, you're interested in getting that outcome, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you will do certain things.
Yeah, we're all gonna do dumb things. Yeah. Like you have a fast car.
Try not to do dumb things.
You have a fast car, you're gonna speed. You're putting yourself in harm.
Yeah.
Right? Like you go to a track.
Oh, we're not gonna speed. You're gonna go to the track.
But even on the track, like you're still putting yourself in harm. You're pushing your car.
We don't speed. Do we?
Only on tracks or in Mexico.
Only on tracks, yeah.
And in Mexico.
Yeah. Mexico. Okay, so trends of 2025. All right, that's cool. Going back to sort of the roots, going back to cleanliness, going back to LEDs, carbon fiber, I guess. Okay, so predictions.
We're back.
We're back. Predictions for
2026.
Well, not predictions, I would say. I would say kind of plans for us.
Hopes,
I guess hopes,
ideas.
What's the sort of first event of 2026 that you're looking forward to doing anything with?
First event planned is Motorama. So at this point,
Where does
100 days.
Motorama happen?
It's at the International Center in Mississauga, right by the airport.
Okay, yeah.
3-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, March 13th, 14th, 15th, I think. But it has everything. So you have your classic cars, your hot rods, your trucks, your tuners. There's a whole racing thing there. There's a bunch of awards from a racing series. It's car culture. It's every part of it.
So you mentioned something about having a booth.
Yep.
You guys want to have a booth?
I would love to.
Yeah.
Have a booth, be able to sell some products, be able to talk to a bunch of people. So if we do, come on by.
Bring the Audi experience on the road.
In talks with Motorama, ideally we'll be able to play stereos there. Not loud, not over the top, but quiet, but focus more on the sound quality side of it than the overall loudness. Still trying to work out some details on that, so don't quote me on that one yet, but we're trying.
Yeah.
We're trying to make it happen because at a lot of indoor shows, you are not allowed to play anything.
Why is that?
Just their permits. They're not allowed certain noise levels and all that kind of stuff. And the vast majority of people, once you start, turn it to 11.
Once you hear an audio, another person
Another
wants to
one
turn it on,
does it, and then another one does it.
Yeah, because mine's better and louder, right?
Yep.
Now I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
It's just all of us. It's the best part of car culture where we just want to always one up the next person, right? It's the fun part of it. It's the competitive part of it. But when you're dealing with like loud noises,
indoors with a lot of
not
people.
everybody wants to hear that.
I understand. So that's kind of the 2026 for you.
Yep. What do you got coming down the pipeline?
You want to do a podcast on Motorama? Are we going to be able to do? Maybe a good idea to do one. What do you think?
We can.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
No matter what, we'll be there anyways, so we might as well jump on, maybe do live.
So, yeah, live would be really, really cool. And I think we could talk to some of the people that are there if they're interested in it. Because I know a lot of guys are.
Who knows who's gonna come? It's March.
You'd be surprised.
If there's snow on the ground, half people aren't going.
Well, we'll just have to see. So I think,
We'll find somebody.
We'll find somebody. So I guess this is episode 1.
Episode 1 in the books. Stay tuned for episode 2.
It was a soup, a stew, a verbal stew of topics and various things, and just I guess a preview of what we're going to be talking about. I guess it'll get a little bit more
Get to know us,
more structured,
feel us out a little bit.
Yeah.
See if you like the banter. I guess we'll go back and forth quite a bit. So
and maybe hopefully we're not going to come with extraneous security at Motorama where we're going to have people trying to
who knows? We've got a few months.
Celebrities. No, I'm kidding. But no, that would be pretty cool if we could do a live. I think by then we'll be a little bit more experienced. If we could do it live at Motorama, it'd be pretty cool because it's a vibe I hear.
It is, and it's the first real big show of the year. There might be some smaller ones beforehand, but it's the first big one at least. So it's in my calendar. We got to get the car done by then. So that'll be my challenge. But we'll film a bunch of it.
Hold on a second. Oh yeah, we are getting the car done. But so we're doing a reveal as well too then?
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
You guys are going to have to just stay tuned and
we'll
watch
see.
us and see what happens. So we thank you for your time, and thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
For just being crazy.
Gotta be crazy to do this.
Being ourselves. So I guess 2026 is something we're looking forward to, and that would be Motorama, which is the first event. But
there'll be lots more after that.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just episode 1. I'm sure we're going to interest you with some interesting topics, or we're going to bombard you with some interesting topics in the next...
And if anybody has any ideas that they want us to talk about, feel free to leave them down below.
No hate mail, please.
Yeah, a little bit of hate mail.
However, if you do send hate mail, we are going to maybe discuss it at the...
We'll discuss it. We'll bring it up.
Yeah.
We'll talk. We'll read all the mean comments. That's fine.
Yeah. So if you hate us or love us, we will... actually, you know what? That could be one of the things that we could do at the podcast.
Right. All the hate. Bye, guys.
No hate. So that was SceneworX podcast with Dan and Matt.